tasting for all of us with different types of beer. So it's a little teaser of what you can expect from our event on September 30 to October 2. So this afternoon, all of us will be trying, sinama ko talaga yung sarili ko eh. All of us will be trying 4 types of beers so you all can appreciate how well it pairs with El Calle's Bar Chow samplers. I know we're also excited to try all of those beers, but let me just give a few moments para makakwentuhan natin ng konti yung ating friends from Philippine Craft Beer Community. Would that be okay if we ask a few questions for people like me who just drink and don't really think about the beer and just drink and drink? Okay, so my first question actually is for Sir June. We know that beer is very popular here in the country. So how did you get into making your own craft beer? And actually, with all honesty, please tell me, what is craft beer?
Okay. I actually started because I love beer talaga. Like, if you give me like an option of alcoholic beverage, I always go for beer. So that's how I started it.
And then, what is craft beer? So what is the difference between the craft beer and your commercial or your normal commercial industrial beer, the Newport? Okay, craft beer is actually made by small breweries. So it's like from 100 liter to 1,000 liters batch. Kasi yung mga commercial talaga or yung industrial, they're really huge. Yeah, it's mass production. So for us, the craft beer concentrate on the flavor, what else? Flavor, quality, best ingredients. Yeah, and of course the passion of the brewer. So yeah, that's basically some what is craft beer. Or maybe Jason can add.
Sure. So all those put together brings us the very special craft beer na tinatawag natin. Please go ahead and add to that.
Hi, I'm Jaisal Paraiso from Katipunan Craft Brewery. So craft beer is actually categorized by 3 basic things. So the first is, as June said, it's made in the traditional way that you would typically make beer, which means that it's made out of 100% pure malts, hops, yeast, and water. So there are no adjunct ingredients that you would find in mass market produced beers, like corn and rice, to extend, of course, the product. The second is that they are independently owned by smaller businesses all over the Philippines. So you're also supporting the local businesses around the Philippine area. And third, it's not mass-produced. Not mass-produced meaning that you can only call yourself a craft beer brewery if you make 6 million barrels of beer or less. So if you go beyond that, you can no longer call yourself a local craft beer. Do you want to add anything, Brad?
What do you from the book. Hi, I'm Fred from Boondocks Brewing Company. The only other thing that I'd add about craft beer is that so we all kind of grew up in a situation where we basically know just a couple of brands of beer. The behemoths, like in our country anyways, in the Philippines, it's San Miguel. In the United States, it would be things like Budweiser. In Europe, it would be Heineken. Well, craft breweries actually predated a lot of the mega breweries. What happened was each little town had their own little brewery, and then sometimes more than one brewery in each of those towns. And so what happened is that folks drank beer that was produced locally. It wasn't imported, it wasn't trucked from a different town, it came directly from the town where you lived in. And so craft breweries all over the world have come back to trying to embrace a situation where you look at what the local market is like, then you put up a small little brewery that's supposed to cater to the neighborhood or a little bit larger of an area, and then you really concentrate on what that locality, raw materials wise, provides. So yeah, it's really meant to be a more fresh experience, a more intimate experience with beer.
Wow! Palakpakan natin sila. Parang nakakatalino yung craft beer. I want to switch. At this very moment, I will be a craft beer drinker from now on. Well, you learn something new every day, right? Very, very interesting. Parang sa paglulunok ka ng craft beer, ito yung dun sa tao ganito, ano ganyan. Pa-encyclopedia na, no? Parang hindi ka agad malalas eh. Anyway, Miss Cherry, I have a question for you. You organize a lot of these craft brew beer events, right? For years, for many years now. So what do you think makes craft beer so special?
Okay, having to organize multiple events that supports locally brewed craft beers is actually more than just doing an event per se. It's actually a fulfillment for an organizer like me. For very obvious insight, which you just mentioned earlier, just by listening to the things that my fellow panelists here, you got yourself interested, right? So having a content that is new and would create awareness, not only that supports Philippine products, or in our case, it is craft beer that we are actually promoting here. It actually, another thing is that the kind of community that we attract, either they are patrons already or they're first timers, the experience is quite different. Okay, when you go to festivals or any drinking event for that matter, they go home with with memories of drinking. But when you go to a craft beer experience, this is giving you giving you a new knowledge on. There are a lot of artisanal, or there are a lot of by craftsmanship, if you could actually consider them as work of art. Because every brewer have their own definite recipe that they are proud of. And it's nice as a community that there is no competition, and don't matter, because the Philippine craft beer community is actually a collaboration of different brewers. And that's also one thing nice about it. That's why they cannot really do it individually, respectively speaking. They have to do it as an industry, as a community. So as one brewer actually gets popular, it affects all the rest. So they are growing as a community there. And that's nice about doing events for that kind of, should we say, the advocacy is to promote it in that manner. It's not just any other event that you put up, but there's no compelling reason why you keep doing such.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? Parang the mere fact that they consider themselves one community makes the difference talaga, di ba? They're not competitors, and they share their trade secrets and all that. Best practices.
Some.
Yeah, some. Just to lift everybody up and just to lift the community as one. So palakpakan naman natin sila. Alright, I think that will do for introductions. And of course, ang pinunta nyo naman dito.